Against a knight's pawn, passive defense on the 8th rank is sufficient. Remember, this is not sufficient against the bishop's pawn or a central pawn, but against the knight's pawn it is sufficient. But the knight's pawn has another disadvantage. It has a disadvantage of its own. We will see later. It has no short side. If the king is forced to leave it, then it must go into the center in the long side and is then in the way of the rook. We will see this in the future clips. So the knight's pawn has the advantage that you can defend passively, but if the king is forced away, would be forced away by some measures to go into the center, then it is bad. It is a long side, then in the way of the defending rook. This, for instance, would happen if black doesn't find the right move here. The right move, of course, is going to the corner. Staying passive is the right concept here with the knight's pawn. And no force of the world can drive black's king away out of the corner. And it is a watertight fortress room. But if black king goes to the long side in a way, then black loses. King h7, and now the king is forced away on the long side and is now in the way of the checking rook. It would be better placed on the I file. Yeah, but there is no I file. This is a disadvantage of the knight's pawn. And white would now win by Luciana's well-known method, which I will show you in detail soon. And white wins by building a bridge. I'll show you shortly here, but don't worry if it's not slow enough. I will show you with a threat to interfere with the rook, and now the rook builds the bridge and white prevails. So remember, against a knight's pawn, passive defense is sufficient, but you must stay with the king in front of the pawn and not be forced away.